So hello current and potential workplace coordinators. Thanks again for your interest in supporting sustainable travel within your organization for Commuter Challenge 012. My name is Kelly. I'm a student planner at Regional Waterloo TravelWise.
And I'm Matt, your TravelWise coordinator. And we're your regional coordinators for this year's Commuter Challenge, and we're looking forward to working with you all over the next few weeks.
So this presentation is meant to be a quick walkthrough of the entire challenge, what it is, our theme this year, what you as workplace coordinator can do to promote the challenge within your organization, events, prizes, and most importantly, how you and your colleagues can log in and track trips on the Commuter Challenge website.
So sit back, relax, and we'll try to make the next 15 minutes as pain-free and as informative as possible.
So brief intro for viewers who are new to the challenge and a quick refresher for veterans as well. The Commuter Challenge is basically an annual event held throughout Canada in early June, run by the National Commuter Challenge Office in Alberta. And it's a friendly competition between Canadian cities and organizations where winning is based on the number of participants or employees in an area who make at least one sustainable trip to work during Challenge Week.
And by sustainable commuting, we pretty much mean anything but driving alone to work. So walking, biking, carpooling, taking transit, rollerblading, and teleworking are all fair game. As a region, we've placed first for the past 2 years and second nationally for our population category, and we're striving to make this year our best year yet.
So what's new for Challenge 12? Well, this year's challenge runs from June 3rd to 9th, and there are some updates on how you can track and record your trips. We'd also like to highlight a new theme for Challenge 12, which I'll let Matt explain briefly.
In previous years, we focused on a number of different aspects of sustainable commuting, anything from the environmental impact to cost savings to the health impacts. While all of these are incredibly important facets, we realized that it ultimately boils down to personal choice and commitment.
For example, it takes quite a bit of willpower to go from this to this.
For these reasons, we'd like to turn things back over to you. We want the stories that we tell to be your stories, the successes that some of you have already had that others can be inspired by. For that reason, we're saying it's your move.
And by doing this, we are hoping to celebrate personal commitment, share stories, recognize our sustainable commuting champions, and provide a subtle challenge to everyone else. So how can you as workplace coordinators get involved?
Your main responsibility will be acting as a communication link between TravelWise and your organization. Each company is different, so we want you to have lots of freedom in organizing your internal campaigns. We'll provide some event ideas, suggestions on how to motivate employees, and strategies to collect the data.
So first things first, let's take a brief tour of the national website. If you haven't already done so, this will be a tool to register your organization and record your trips. You'll need to go to commuterchallenge.ca and register your workplace.
From here, it's pretty simple. Choose Ontario and Waterloo region from the drop lists. And then be sure to fill in your company details. Be sure to also fill in the last comments section to let us know what our most effective outreach strategies are for future years.
Lastly, you'll need to enter your email address and choose a password, which you will use for future logins onto your workplace administrator account. When you are done, click Complete Registration.
When you navigate back to the Commuter Challenge homepage, you will see a link for logging into your workplace coordinator account. Enter the email address and password that you just created, and this will take you to your workplace administrator page.
From the administrator page, you can see an overview of your results. It will tell you how many kilometers your employees have recorded, how much fuel they have saved, greenhouse gases they've reduced, and calories they've burned. It even lets you view them based on walking, biking, carpooling, and etc. If you would like a copy of this information, you can export the data onto an Excel file.
If you click on the Profile tab, you can also add multiple locations to your company. You can separate these by physical addresses, departments, or even floors on your building. Just be sure to clearly label who is what. This can really be useful if you're planning an internal challenge between your employees. Most importantly, this year the challenge website also allows workplace coordinators to enter bulk entry forms. You can find it under the Bulk Entry tab.
Now that you have registered your workplace, there's 3 different ways to record your trip data. you can have individual employees sign up for an account on the national website. Use the bulk entry form feature Matt just highlighted. Or if you're a TravelWise TMA member, your employees can conveniently use TravelWise Commute to log their trips for Challenge Week.
So for the first option, your staff members can create an individual account on the national website under your organization. This will prompt them to select their province, their city, and now their employer. If you have created more than one location, they can also choose between those options when they set up their account. This method makes things really easy for you, as your employees are responsible for logging their own trips. However, you might not be able to engage as many employees by having them do this on their own. As such, this process would probably work best for companies with a smaller number of employees.
For bulk entry forms, we've created a hard copy that you can distribute among your employees. As they come and go from work during Challenge Week, they can simply record their trips for the day. At the end of Challenge Week, collect these forms, total the data, log on to your Workplace Coordinator account, and enter the data into the online form we showed you earlier.
The only thing you need to tally for yourself is the total number of participants and the total number of kilometers traveled by each commuting method. Hang on to your hard copies, however. TravelWise will arrange to collect these forms so that we can have the names of participating employees entered into our amazing prize draws.
This method might work better for larger employers with multiple locations. You may need to appoint a local leader to distribute and return these forms to make things easier for you.
For those employers who are already TravelWise TMA members, you can have your employees use our online trip tracking tools on travelwisecommute.ca. This functions similar to the individual accounts on the national website, but your employees can continue to log their trips after the challenge is over. Even better, TravelWise will collect all of the data for you, so all you have to do is enter it into the online bulk entry form.
Ultimately, you can decide which of these methods works best for your organization. It's possible to mix and match, such as having some employees record their trips individually, while others complete the bulk entry forms. Just remember that trip tracking on TravelWise Commute is only available to TMA member organizations.
And that's about it for logging trips. Be sure to remind your employees to record all of their individual trips online by June 15th. If you are completing the bulk entry forms for your organization, collect these at the end of the week and be sure to submit the data by June 15th as well.
And now for the fun stuff. We've been working really hard to put together some amazing incentives, and we're excited to announce this year's prize for the employee with the most distance traveled using sustainable commuting methods during Challenge Week. A weekend trip or two to Montreal.
This prize has been made possible by Via Rail Canada and Delta Hotels, who have graciously donated these prizes to help make this year's challenge a success. We also have to thank Drayton Entertainment, who has provided tickets for any of the exciting shows happening at St. Jacob's Country Playhouse. Thanks also to GRT, who have forwarded 8 one-month transit passes.
We also have plenty of other prizes in the offering, which will be drawn at random for all participating employees across registered workplaces.
To get people even more excited, we have some great events occurring throughout the week. To start things off, we'll be having a keynote speaker share his stories from the incredibly successful cycling infrastructure in the Netherlands. Hans Moer is the president of the Citizens for Safe Cycling in Ottawa, an avid cyclist, an advisor to the Canadian Automobile Association and members of Parliament.
On Tuesday, Grand River Transit will also be holding a 2-for-1 Transit Tuesday. When you pay for one transit fare, a friend, colleague, or family member can ride for free. Don't forget to log these trips by the end of Challenge Week.
To help promote Commuter Challenge, we're using several different strategies. The region of Waterloo will be posting prize updates, event details, statistics, and commuter stories on our Facebook page. We will also be tweeting some of these stories leading up to and during Commuter Challenge Week. Feel free to join in the tweets using the hashtag WRCC12. In the week leading up to Commuter Challenge, we will be airing radio advertisements on Rogers Radio. Lastly, we'll be providing all of our workplaces with electronic copies of the Commuter Challenge poster to distribute on your internal portals, bulletin boards, or wherever you think people might notice.
Here's some suggestions on how you can promote the challenge internally. Know any colleagues who are champions of sustainable commuting? Use the employee story template we provided to gather their stories and post around the office or company portal. It might also be fun to set a target for your workplace, like 2,000 sustainable kilometers, and use a thermometer or other graphic to track your progress throughout the week.
And if you're really keen, you might be interested in some more innovative marketing strategies. Get in touch with us if you want more info, but creativity is always key. For example, if you have a green team at your organization, they can provide the word-of-mouth advertising that reaches many more people.
Some great ideas for internal events might be inter-office contests such as a race to work, bike-to-work breakfasts, organizing carpool routes, or hey, even a workplace sleepover so employees don't have to drive over in the morning. Depending on what events you go with, provide incentive prizes like a pizza lunch for the top department, gift cards for your top commuters, or maybe even a paid day vacation.
So, we have gone over quite a bit. Here is a snapshot of some of the resources that we are providing to each of you. Our Workplace Coordinator Guide goes over most of the things that we discussed here. The Region of Waterloo's website, regionofwaterloo.ca/commuter challenge, will have all the information online as well. We will also be providing you with the poster to distribute across your organization and the bulk entry form template to download. We are here to take questions if you have any issues with the National Commuter Challenge website, and we are really excited to hear some of your commuter stories.
Got more questions, comments, or ideas you want to share? Don't hesitate to contact us at travelwise@regionofwaterloo.ca. Remember, it's your move, and we're here to help. Thanks for watching, and let's make Challenge 012 one for the record books. Happy commuting!